The Center for Grieving Children's mission is to help children grieving a death heal and grow through their grief, while strengthening families, communities, and professionals' understanding of how best to respond to their needs.
The center is the only such organization in the city of Philadelphia that provides free grief group support to children.
So that can be any time from soon after the death to years after the death, whenever they feel that they really need the peer support to cope with the loss of that person.
So we provide support groups, and they're broken down by age for children who have lost a parent, a sibling, even a best friend, a grandparent, anybody in their life that was significant.
The children are able to share their experiences, and while at first each individual's grieving process is different, the children are able to find support through each other. There's great need in Philadelphia. There are approximately 15,000 to 17,000 children every year who lose a loved one. We served 377 children last year alone, and that has been up from previous years. This year we're looking to serve 400 to 500 children in both of our programs.
So our mission really is to help families heal. We are the only center that's based in the city, in Philadelphia, that does what we do.
I think the center is extremely effective with the kids that have nobody to talk to, and they just bring them in here, and they have, immediately they have a group of peers that can relate to what they're going through. And then also for the families, when you have a child that's grieving and you're grieving yourself, it's really hard to know what to do because you've never gone through it. It's not just a temporary fix. This is giving them the skills that's going to set them up mentally for success for the rest of their lives.
We offer a wide variety of activities. Art-based and group-based activities are some of the more popular activities that the children enjoy, and while some of the younger groups might not readily understand that they're talking about their grief and their experience, it's a catalyst for conversations and for the children to learn and listen to each other.
Carl Hamilton, that's my husband, was killed in a car accident.
He was a nice guy, caring and loving, was funny.
He was like a great man. He always had stories that tell you about his rights and wrongs and what you shouldn't do. He always had every time I would fail a test, he'd be like, "You'll get them next time," always encouraging me to do better.
It's been rough, very emotional, stress, financially stressed, just trying to figure out how to survive day to day.
Coming to this group of people helped me because I'm not one to open up to people. I'm kind of closed off and not really want to share how I feel, and I hold a lot of stuff in. And this group with a lot of people going through the same situation that I am now, whether it was the family member, whoever passed a long time ago, or recent, they still understand how I felt.
Just knowing that people are going through the same thing that me and my children are going through, that helps a lot. When you're going through that, you think you're the only one, and you're not. So it's helpful being around people that is going through the same thing.
I feel very confident that I know that there's other people who've been in my situation, and that I can always come here and tell them what's bothering me, and we all have the trust, even though we just met and all, they still trust me enough that they can tell me what's going on in their life. I realize now that I'm not the only one who has lost somebody. That's why I think people who lost family members or something like that, they need to come to this group.
You're able to see how this is really impacting the lives of children. There are children who come into a group and never speak, and then by the end of the group, they're an active participant, have made friends with everyone in the group, and have really just opened up about how they really feel. Most often what we hear from our kids is that this is like a second home or a second family to them, and that they always felt really alone and like they were the only one, and that now they realize there are other kids like them who feel the same things they feel or different things that they feel, but that it's safe to talk to these other kids.
There's so many children who have lost a loved one, and where are they supposed to go? So it really does matter that these children can heal at their own pace, and that we give them that space to do that.
Having gone through losing my mother but not having the proper grief counseling, there are so many things that I think in different choices I would have made had I, in a healthy way, dealt with it at the time that it happened, and then also through, the few years following afterwards.
It's just a really special place. It's a really unique place for these families to come to, that they don't feel isolated. And everybody here understands that it takes time, and everybody's time is different. Nobody's timeline is the same, and they're very respectful and supportive of each other.